are back with another episode of the Corner Flat Talk. It's been a little while. Due to Carnival here in Trinidad, it just was kind of hard to get everybody together. And, we just back here again. Plenty stuff has changed since we last put out the episode. And we're really looking forward to getting into it, you guys. We go right in with the headline picture of the weekend. Arsenal took on Manchester United in a game that finished 2-0 to the Gunners. The Red Devils fell just short, and now Arsenal are in the top 4, 1 point behind the North London derby rivals in Tottenham Hotspur. This was a real funny game for me in the sense that for the last couple of years when Arsenal has played United, there has been a lot of times where Arsenal has come up short, even in the fixture earlier this year, the FA Cup, where there are a whole ton of times where we will play really well and either just not put the finishing touch, or De Gea would have one of his supernatural days. Before this season, when De Gea broke his own record with 14 saves in a single game versus Spurs, the record before was 13. And it was versus Arsenal last year where they won 3-1 in the Emirates. And I could just think of so many games where I had to think of, Arsenal was the better team. It was in that game I just mentioned, 31 where it was in Old Trafford a few years ago. 2-1 Arsenal lost when Giroud just scored a consolation goal in the last minute of the game. Even in the 2-all early in the season, I felt like Arsenal got a few decisions against them. And this game felt like where the table turned a little bit, where like it was my keeper who had a phenomenal day, and it was United's turn to just be missing the finishing touch to put them ahead of us.
Because straight off after watching that game, for sure, I had to get Leno. Leno for me is man of the match.
Yeah, for me too. Yeah.
It's like honestly the roles reversed, because I think they had a mistake for the they calling that Xhaka I think a mistake, but still that was a good strike. But you look at the roles reversed there, because Leno was looking like Leno had the highest moment for the entire game, and Leno put down those saves. But like you said, looking back on all the games in the past, it's like luck was against Arsenal, or that whoever it was, they had the tactics better, the tactics right against back with Wenger. But just looking at this now, it looked like this is a game that Emery had put extra thought into, and he's like, okay, this is not just a regular game, this is a big game that he has to fight for top 4.
Yeah.
And for me, I just feel Emery against Solskjaer, he gets tactics right.
Yeah, and I think like in these games against the bigger sides in the league, something that you can never calculate for is luck. In these small moments, right? And they say the good teams create their own luck. And I felt like in a game that we didn't get to cover against Arsenal versus Spurs on derby day, I felt like there were a lot that went against Arsenal that day. And even though there was some things that went for them, I felt like the luck that we needed on that day just fell a little bit short for us to get the win that day. And when it's the big sides, the quality against each other is so close, you might just need a little moment of luck to just go your way to beat them, right? And when we look at the Xhaka goal, we look at, the way he hit it, I could understand why De Gea made the movement to what would have been his left post and got caught out when it was actually going closer to between the middle and the right. And that's because like the way Xhaka lined up his body and that kind of stuff, it looked like if he was going near post. And as a keeper, you would think, okay, that Xhaka, because these guys do research on everybody, tens on times of players, right? So he would know that, okay, if Xhaka is putting this on target, he has a really hard shot, so it will come to him fast. So he's trying to make an early move, and he just get caught out by the movement of the ball. Because like when people slowed it down, you saw that like literally as it entered the box, it started to deviate, and that's when De Gea, for all his supernatural reflexes he has, just couldn't manage to get back there.
And what agree with you when you say there, because from watching that from the angle behind the keeper, you could tell that De Gea did research on Xhaka, because as Xhaka hit that strike, like probably a second before that left his foot, they already started to make the movement towards the near post.
Yeah.
He wasn't waiting for it to come closer. He was just, alright, move this and just can make a comfortable save.
Yeah.
But a lot of people saying how the win play parted, but you gotta tell, all that's still part of the luck you had to create.
Yeah.
And look at United side, you'll say, alright, this is a depleted United side. That's you'll have this is a little excuse you could give United because I think they have 10 players injured.
Yeah,
but
I believe
still,
I think only Pogba came back for them and Martial came back.
But still, the performance that United put, it's just that if Leno didn't have the type of game there was, United could have been could have scored. But the big credit for me for that Arsenal side is credit to the fullbacks.
Yeah.
The fullbacks, how they had a type of, when you team could compare this to like how Liverpool play, how Robertson and Alexander-Arnold would be high up the field, where the attackers would just all have to just stay in the box.
Yeah.
Like that's what Koscielny and Maitland Niles was playing on the other side. They were just bombing forward and they had Lacazette and Aubameyang, so both of them were just staying there in the middle.
Right.
Where Koscielny had a chance in the game where he whipped a cross in.
Right. Yeah.
And Lacazette was late to react.
And like people will bring up XG, which is a form of statistical measure for if you take a chance, I might take a shot or head or something like that. It gives you a number based on the percentage chance that you should have scored, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot of people quoting that United's XG was like about 2.3 somewhere about there, and Arsenal even including the penalty, which is like a high XG chance, was like 1.3 or something like that. And while I agree that United did have the better chances, when I saw Emery change his tactics in this game compared to when we have faced United before. United before, a lot of the times when we lost, we tried to play all the football and they just sat deep, deep block, counter attack on us and caught us out and scored 2 or 3 times per game. Again, earlier reference to the FA Cup game earlier this year, the one in last year where they here made all those saves, and I saw where Emery decided to spin it on their head, give them the ball, and we play on break. And I felt like for the most part it worked, but when you play with that deep block and you're giving them the ball, and obviously they are going to create chances. What you need is that for when those moments where they do actually manage to get past your defense, you need your keeper to be good enough to save those chances. And for the exception of the chance where Lukaku hit the bar, which I felt like he beat the keeper but just wasn't fortunate enough for his touch to get him in the goal.
Yeah. Yep.
Leno was equal to everything they threw at him. And especially coming off of the superb game he had against Spurs last week, I think this was a real coming of age moment for Leno. These two huge games where he could have been culpable for one of the for the goal against Liverpool earlier this year in the 1-1 where he came out and parried the ball to Milner. We saw 2 big games back to back where he put in phenomenal performances. And I don't want to like sound any bias or anything like that, but with United fans, they always know that they could rely on the Hayes keeping ability. That we all know that United defense isn't up to the standard that United has set for them over the years, and they could have always relied on the Hayes ability to bail them out. And it felt good that, in a very ironic sense, that it was my turn to see my defense being pretty porous on the day, and my keeper being able to be equal to those chances. So we go across to the other game right before on Sunday. Wolves visited Chelsea, and Chelsea ran out with 1 point in the last kick of the game probably, with a really, really good goal from Eden Hazard. And Chelsea were now coming into, it looked like if they were about to hit a really good patch of form. Chelsea beat Spurs, beat Fulham, and it looked like everything was just about started to click. Beat I can't remember the team right now in the Europa League, about 3-0, and it really looked like it was about to hit a decent patch of form. Higuain looked like he was finally gelling. And when you look at this game, Chelsea, we were now talking about luck. This game was actually real unlucky for Chelsea. Chelsea conceded 1 chance. They got 1 shot on target and they scored. Whereas Chelsea actually had a good bit of chances, but we all know Wolves is not one of these regular promoted teams. We know Wolves is one of these higher quality teams. And they were just missing the shot to go an extra couple of centimeters to the left or to the right of the keeper, or the cross just being a little too wide or a little too short for Higuain. And in the end, you look at Hazard's goal, and it had to be as pinpoint as he hit it to score. Because he literally hit it from outside the box into the bottom corner, and anything shorter than that, Rui Patricio was getting it.
That's true.
And we reflect on it in the top four now, and that's 2 points dropped for them. And you really have to wonder what impact this could have on them in their race for the top four.
Well, if you're looking at the race for the top four, looking at keep it between Chelsea, United, Arsenal, between those three. To me, I feel Chelsea have the least likely chance to make top four.
Right.
Because you don't say that Chelsea playing terrible football, just that luck is against them.
Yeah.
But looking at how Arsenal are playing after this win had come up, and how United, look at the performance that they put midweek. Yeah, Chelsea had win is against Dinamo Kiev. They win midweek. Yeah, Chelsea picking up the form, and they still look like a good team, although they're having these poor forms. And you can't look at this Wolves team is not like, as I said, not like any regular promoted team. This Wolves team know how to play football, know to get a goal, how to defend properly, everything. But it's just that for Chelsea, just looking hard for them to make this stuff. Okay, I can't, because the position they're in right now, I cannot see United slipping. United going off team Spurs, I can't see United slipping. I can't see Arsenal slipping. So as much as the Chelsea can catch form, it's just that the teams above them might be better. But looking at other team that might deserve European football, to me, I find Wolves deserve European football.
Yeah, I think that's actually probably why Wolves pushing so hard in the FA Cup.
I find so. If not the FA Cup, cause I think if United or City win, and if they finish 7th, they could still challenge for Europa League.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wolves.
Yeah, there is a chance, because I believe because Chelsea and Man City would already have their European spots. I think they should be able to get it before the 7th. You watch the game though, and at the same time, Sarri brought this up, and it's why he actually took off Jorginho in the game, was because there was such a lack of movement. And Chelsea fans would complain, and to some extent rightly so, that they don't have the right players for the system. But I think at the same time, Sarri complained about a lack of movement. Now, there's a big chunk of this side that won 2 Premier League titles. And you telling me that it's not basic for some of these players to know how to just... You had, 7 months with guy. You should have some idea how to get in behind these stodgy defenses. Is it really that hard for you to try and attack these teams? And, Hazard has been doing great to some extent to toe the line for them this year. There was some really, really high expectations placed on some pundits that Hazard would hit 30 plus goals, and I really don't think that was ever realistic, because he was just never that player. But he's doing so well considering how much he has to carry and a little bit everybody else carries. Like, teams feel like if they could just mark Hazard and Jorginho and boom, that's it. Where's the burden that William carries? Where's the burden that Pedro carries? Where's the burden that Higuain carries? All these players are supposed to be contributing with at least 10. Well, the wingers is more of anywhere between like 8 to 15 goals, and the striker, well, he only had half a season, so let's say 8 to 10 goals. That's not much to expect from players that supposed to be somewhere flirting between elite and world class.
That's very true. But I just say with how Chelsea keep playing. Chelsea at some points in the game, like Chelsea fans might want to argue, but look back at the game, it have moments where players like Jorginho, instead of having the ball instead of driving forward, Jorginho will take a lot of time, will take ages on the ball, touch it around, turn around, and plenty of time Jorginho will look to make the back pass.
Yeah, because even W is just complaining about a lack of
it's a chance Jorginho had the ball, it's an option ahead. Jorginho took time on the ball, and was that team also it's not a small team that going to play defensive football. After you touch the ball, 2 players close it. You should take his time and try to turn back. The only option now is to play it backwards. I think Jimenez rush him, another player cut the pass. They win back the ball already.
Yeah.
Plenty times Chelsea midfield losing that ball because they're not playing attacking football. Where and also too, when the ball reaching on the fullback, so the advancing fullback, so to Hazard, they're not even swinging in crosses because players not even getting into the box. Hazard might look and be like Hazard might be seeing seeing Higuain on the edge of the box, not even making the run inside the box. So Hazard obviously know that he's not going to put a ball in because that's going to be a waste of play. So Hazard trying to start over the play and you can see he getting frustrated.
And I think like just Higuain, just to wrap up on this real fast, I think Higuain just kind of come on Chelsea at the wrong time in his career.
Yeah, that's true.
That way he just missing that little, not extreme speed, but a little change of pace to get around a defender.
Yeah.
Just to make that last bit of movement again to some space and just missing that. To wrap up on the Sunday games, Burnley visited Anfield and to their demise. After going 1-0 up, eventually lost 4-2 to a bad referee. I mean, to Liverpool. Sadio Mane scored once, I believe, or twice. He scored two for him and 2 for Firmino. And had some controversy to these goals. I actually did think, I just made a joke about losing to referee, and Burnley had some things going in their favour. I do believe that Westwood goal should have been called off because of a foul. There was holding the keeper, and that actually was a foul.
That was a blatant foul.
But all jokes aside, Liverpool got the job done, and there's a real pressure on Liverpool now that they're not on the top of the league anymore. They're chasing once again, and some might say that they are more comfortable in this position, but not just this weekend, but I believe the next time that there is Premiership football, which we have to take a break from, unfortunately, Liverpool will be playing after Man City has already played. And if Man City continue to do what Man City are doing, i.e. winning, then Liverpool are going to have to be playing catch up. Not just catch up in the sense of that they are 2 points behind, but catch up with their 5 points behind. And you don't know, we already saw that pressure might have been getting to them earlier when they were on top of the table. We don't know how, with just 8 games to go, how that pressure might get to them chasing back.
And that's true. Looking at how Liverpool in this position now, some might say they're more comfortable in this position, but you gotta give credit to Liverpool because Liverpool still keeping the pressure on City. It's just that they keeping that just 1 point behind, but looking at this, you could see the pressure might be on them because usually I'll give credit to them because when that first goal went in, you could have tell that it was easy for them to just drop heads and be like, alright, the things not going again, so here we go again. This not right now, things they lock on our side.
Yeah.
But from how everything played out, they just show that fight. They show the fight like how champions supposed to show that fight.
Yeah.
Showing the alright, these are the games, this is how we are turned around. A football match is played in 2 halves. We could come out but we take our chances.
Yeah.
And well, I can't remember which goal. I know it had a goalkeeping error from Eton. But I know if you look at Liverpool out from the last 5 games and how the reason what made them drop points. Out of that 5 games, there are 3 losses, 2 draws. Liverpool not dropping points by losses, they're dropping points by draws, and those both draws have been 0-0 draws, whereas the other team couldn't even get to score.
Right.
So that this is a good credit on Virgil van Dijk because the defense playing the part where if they do get a negative result, it's not on their wrongdoing. It's not that their defense let them down or anything. It's that the other team was stubborn and I guess they just didn't take the chance.
And not to cut you across, but there is the saying that attack win you game, but defense is win you title. I just think that Klopp has changed his philosophy and his style so much to be so much more defensively oriented that he just might have made them so defensive that they might have lost some of their attacking instincts. Speaking of the title, Man City ran out 3-1 winners against Watford. Raheem Sterling got another hat-trick for Manchester City. The first one should have been called offside. I have no idea how the referee didn't call that. It's like this weekend I was just like screaming out for VAR because later on in the show we'll just touch on the Newcastle Everton game quickly where there was a rugby tackle. But yeah, it's like VAR just can't come quick enough to the Premier League. But we saw in the Champions League where there are moments where VAR could get things wrong, referring to the Porto Roma game, which we will touch on in our Champions League podcast. But yeah, so not much to say. City again, the work done. Raheem still continues his fine form, 24 goal contributions in 30 games. Personally, he is my choice for PFA Player of the Year. Especially if City go on to win it. I think if Liverpool go on to win it, I think Van Dijk should get it.
That's very true.
But if City do go on to win the title, for me, it has to be Raheem still. And I think he's elevated his level, especially even more this year. He already rose to the level last season, but this season he carried it up another notch. And it's just really good to see. Like, he's so unmarkable. He is very hard. Like, the stuff that we have seen on Star Hazard where you can't mark, it's very hard to mark Hazard because of how great his dribbling is and he could evade you. Sterling is being that player. Sterling runs now are so much more potent in attack. That we look at his first two goals were relatively easy, but his third goal, the run that he had to make in behind, he lost the defender, and I felt like if Sterling, maybe even last year, but for sure the year before, as soon as he cut inside, he'd have shoot and he might have scored. But he come inside and he waited for the man to go around again and then scored. And he is, in my opinion, now one of the elites in the league. And he's not just doing it in the league for them. He's doing it in Champions League too. He scored the win against Schalke. And we are recording this before they take on Schalke again. And we don't know how that one might play off. But he should, to me, if City do want to win the league, he should be PFA Player.
I think with that, like, look at Sterling before Sterling improve his game before he would take early shots, he might scuff chances. Or he might just take one too many touches. But looking at the comments after the game on Raheem Sterling, people have been referring to him right now as, okay, he's in contention to be one of the best wingers in the world right now.
Yeah. Because
of his ability to break down defense is so easy. Before Man City and David Silva to do that. Now look at Sterling. Any stubborn defense, Sterling could find a way now to break down. Sterling could take up the role as being the main man to find a way to these wins.
No, and that's the thing, Virgil. Like, I feel like defenses are genuinely scared of him. Like, it may not be to the extent that they are afraid of the Salahs and Hazards, but I genuinely think that, coaches might put more emphasis on, I was going to say about the left wing, but you never know where he would play him because of how fluid Pep's system is. He can pop up on the right, pop up in the middle. But yeah, I just think to see him, and the funny thing is that the English media, like, if they put that kind of effort into complimenting him, the way that they go into bashing him, for sure he would have been a lot more respected in the general consensus.
Looking at Europe on a whole, the English media backing him the way how this gives the negative comment. He still would have been pushed, could be pushed at a higher level when being backed by his own media.
Yeah.
Because
and it's shameful,
that's true. But looking at his and just before they would just look at his crack, but look at his numbers right now. In the Premier League, it's 15 goals, 9 assists. In the entire season, 18 goals, 15 assists.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I'm just looking at that, but keep sticking to the Premier League.
That's numbers not like that. Sanchez, he's a poor couple of years ago, though. That's ridiculous. I think part of the reason we don't rate him is because he's English. I mean, we don't want to sound young, but English players have shown the tendency to flop, but he's doing it consistently now. And I know we want to keep talking about this, but we need to move on.
Yeah.
So they were in the title race for like a week. And then they weren't. Then it wasn't it for a day. And they did not. They had a 10-point lead over whoever was in fourth. Now it's 1. It's none other than Tottenham Hotspur. Spurs lost 2-1 to Southampton. Phenomenal free kick by James Ward-Prowse to win the game for the Saints. Harry Kane scored early in the game, and you're thinking it's alright, that's the status quo, they're gonna go on, probably score one more and win here. And they bottled it. It should be said though that Harry Kane goal was offside. For those who didn't notice it though.
More things that to bring in VAR next season.
Yeah. But the thing is that there are so much players on the Spurs team that show that they should be contending for titles. And even if they didn't go on to win, to really fight for the title, they should have managed to maintain that point gap between them and fourth to say that they would comfortably make it into the Champions League next year. And the funny thing is they're doing all this on the back of destroying the Bundesliga contenders for champions in Champions League. Destroying them 3-0 with a depleted team. Visiting them and winning 1-0. And it's like, why they can't do this in the Premier League? And the funny thing is, it was like the other way around during the group stage where they weren't doing as well in the Champions League, getting it done in the Premier League. And you have to wonder, is the small squad finally catching up on Mauricio Pochettino's man?
Looking at, well, first off, the comments that Pochettino said now, after results like this, people could now look and see their real level, which is negative comments to put in the team based on their form right now. But looking at the results in the last 5 games, we only won 1 game out of all that. 1 game they won out of 5 games. And looking back on the performance before, because people before would be like, okay, Spurs used to grind or just win, but looking at their performance on our post, Spurs used to play terrible football. Spurs used to get lucky goals, lucky wins. And they look at performance and be like, okay,
they were scraping.
You look at the other teams and be like, if the other teams were more clinical on that day, they were the better team.
You say that instantly. I remember when a couple of weeks ago they lost to like Leicester 3-1. They beat Leicester 3-1.
Leicester game.
And if like, Harvey Barnes was more clinical on the day. And I just think that there is something to be said about that nature in a club. And you know when teams not accustomed to having to be around the title race. I know they get sucked back into the top 4 race, and it was your prediction, and I give you that from the get-go, that Spurs will make top 4.
And right now they did.
And they are the only team fighting for top 4 that still have to play both Liverpool and Manchester City. So both of which they have to visit the Etihad and Anfield. So you really don't know how those games might go.
And right now, just look at us. It looked like it's basically they start playing Kane step back, and just seem like since he come back, Spurs just.
And that's the funny thing, like before he come back, they winning games. Since he come back, I don't know.
Kane has scored against Burnley, Arsenal, and
he scored against
Southampton,
and they still losing.
And they still losing.
Not to sound biased, but everybody who saw the Arsenal Spurs derby knew that they were all of the contentious calls in the game. And if we got rid of all, then the game would have just finished 1-0 to Arsenal. They were fortunate even in that game itself, And it really would be something else if Spurs were to finish all the top 4, because then you have to wonder, is the passion that some of these players have for the club, is it going to still be there if they're not in Champions League? We look at players like Harry Kane that even I as a rival fan could totally admit he's, between him and Aguero is top 2 strikers in the league and definitely top 10 in the world. Does he want to be playing Europa League football next year? Does he want to be showing up at Dynamo Kiev at Thursday night?
I honestly think the Champions League football is what driving Spurs. Their Champions League seasons is what they're looking for, the magic that Spurs looking forward to.
And even though the stadium opening in April, apparently they're having a Legends game, but I was trying to figure out, don't they need Legends to have a Legend? Anyway, even though the stadium opening, they're still going to have to be paying off debts. So therefore, that doesn't guarantee they're going to have money this summer. How do you get money then? By selling players. Well, they have to sell Harry Kane, Ericsson,
with all that Champions League football and the money that comes in from that could affect Spurs in the entire club.
Yeah, boy. I mean, I'm happy. I don't want to sound overrated, because at the end of the day, they represent England in Europe, and you really hope that I mean, I don't see them going on to win it, but you don't hope that they don't decapitate like this in Europe.
But I will say one bold prediction for Spurs I will make is for me, Spurs make it semi-finals of Champions League for sure. If Spurs don't draw any English team in quarterfinals, Spurs make it semi-finals, and that going to make it worse. They're gonna make semi-finals, they're not finishing top 4, and they're gonna be like, okay, where we gonna go from this? I can see it.
Just to touch on the rest of the league real quick, there were actually some interesting games. Everton winning 2-0 at St. James's Park, and Newcastle continue their resurgence under Rafa Benitez to come back and win 3-2. Ever since Miguel Almiron has arrived from Atlanta United, they have been phenomenal. Not a short of phenomenal. He did not have any direct contributions. I think for Ayose Perez's goal, he shot and then Ayose played the rebound.
Yeah.
But they looked totally rejuvenated, and it was a really good game. We mentioned the rugby tackle earlier in the episode. Jordan Pickford missed the ball, and then went for the midsection of Rondon. I really didn't know how he thought that was going to play out.
No VAR, just being a stand, watching on TV, that red card.
Yeah, that's a red card. God alone know how he didn't get a red card. Because that was no attempt to go for the ball. And to wrap up the rest of the league, Jamie Vardy hit 100+ goals for Leicester City, and given everybody who knows his story of being a journeyman, starting off in non-league football, it's really great to see somebody hit that kind of milestone that, you know, at the beginning of his football career, he probably never thought he would hit.
Yeah, and cement your name in Leicester Football Club history. That's a big achievement for Vardy.
Alright, so real quick, 2 trivia questions. So, do you know that Ryan Fraser is the first ever Scottish player to assist 10 goals in a single Premier League season?
Okay.
Do you know who was the Scottish player to hold the record before that in 1996 to 1997?
Scottish player. Please. What club he played for?
I can't tell you that.
I have a feeling it's a United player.
I don't know, brother. Actually, this on the real hard to get. It was Gary McAllister with a total of 9. I think that. And the next question is: so, who do you think has created the most goal scoring chances this season in Europe's top 5 leagues?
In Europe's top 5 leagues.
So I can give you 2 hints. 1, plays in England.
Mm-hmm.
2, he isn't playing for any of the top 6 clubs in the Premier League.
Okay, but in Europe, he's more boy.
No player has created more goal scoring chances than X. He got the assist this weekend, if I'm right. I think I am. It's a real surprise. He only reached the team this season.
Team this season?
Yeah, he came up from the championship.
Actually,
That should be good. English.
Not Madison?
Yeah, James Madison. No player.
From the beginning, I was thinking Madison, but I was like, because I remember at a point where he had a spell where he wasn't really putting in the assist.
Yeah. But with 81, no player has created more goal scoring chances than James Madison. I think playing for a non-top 6 side, that's a phenomenal accomplishment. Yeah. Which means he probably won't be there next season. You never know. And lastly, goals of the weekend. My choice for goal of the weekend was Solomon Rondon's first goal in the epic comeback versus Everton. Great interplay between him and Ayose Perez before he volleys the ball past Jordan Pickford. Your choice.
My choice. For me, I'd go down with James Ward-Prowse free kick.
Yeah, right.
I go with that free kick.
And that's 2 weeks in a row that he's done that.
Just to pull it off 2 weeks. Yeah.
That was a really good free kick. Alright guys, so it's just past the half-hour mark. We thank you guys for being with us. Follow us everywhere at Corner Flag Talk, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, SoundCloud.
All the socials.
And share it with your friends. In the link, in the description, we will have timestamps. Just click it and you can go straight away your team is. and just hear that part alone, that's enough support, and we will appreciate that. And we catch you guys in the next episode. Catch you later.